Hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a sleep hypnosis session with a bit of a difference, because it's less about getting to sleep originally and more getting back to sleep if you've woken up in the middle of the night. And I was working with a client that would regularly wake up at least once, sometimes 2 times, which meant that they would have about 3 stints of sleeping rather than continuous sleep. And the problem would be is that sometimes they just couldn't get back to sleep again, even though they hadn't really slept enough during the night. So this is designed for someone like that to really anchor resourceful feelings of calmness, relaxation. But it has a tool using breath work to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. A lot of people, if they wake up in the middle of the night, they're breathing shallow from the chest and they're in their head thinking about, what if I can't get back to sleep? I've got to go to work tomorrow. I've got to do this, got to do that. And that leads to more cortisol. So it works at 2 levels. By having the deep, long outward breaths, that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which means less adrenaline and cortisol and more of the happy hormones, things like oxytocin and serotonin, those kind of things that can really calm the whole body down. And I also have a suggestion of what's called a double bind. Long outward breaths activate the diaphragm, and the diaphragm activates the lymphatic system. So it's positioned as a very low stakes thing, because if you're doing 100 deep breaths and you're focused on those, then chances are you're going to fall back to sleep before you get to 100. But if you don't, well, your body's healthier for the breath work anyway. So it's a win-win outcome. Let me know in the comments if you find this useful and if your sleep is improving, particularly if you are someone that drifts off to sleep and then wakes up and then you can't get back again. This is really for you. And it was created for an individual. Some of the suggestions might not quite fit. So if you do like the idea of working with me directly, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule a free consultation call over Zoom, and we'll have a chat. And who knows, I might be your hypnotherapist and work directly with you. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place, ideally your bed, and relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that long, slow, relaxing breath, and as you exhale, really aim to empty your lungs, continuing to breathe out for way longer than you normally would. Perhaps you could imagine a candle or a ball of fluff, and just imagine breathing out to blow out that candle, move that fluff until your lungs are completely empty. And then as you breathe in longer, slower, and deeper than you normally would. And think of a color that represents soothing relaxation. And maybe it's a lavender, a pastel blue, a gentle purple, something calming, a soft yellow. Just allow your mind to think of that soothing color. And imagine as you breathe in, you're breathing in that color. And just imagine it works like medication. That as you breathe in that color, it kind of works like a tablet you've had in the past, that when you've taken it, it's helped you drift off to sleep. And just imagine that as you breathe in that color, it's soothing and calming your nervous system down. And as you exhale, just allow any colors that represent stress, tension, or alertness to leave your body as you exhale, enabling you to feel like you're drifting deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. And I want you to imagine a sofa. And just imagine it's maybe half an hour before you'd normally sleep. And maybe there's a TV on, or music or something else. And just imagine a soothing sensation, perhaps like your hair is being stroked, a part of your body massaged, and just feel what you would feel like if that was happening. A wonderful sensation of soothing, because it works on a baby, or a kitten, or a puppy. That physical touch can really calm all mammals down, and just feel how you would feel if you were in that place. And you've had that feeling where you're not sure if you're about to yawn or not. But a yawn is one of those things that becomes contagious. There's been at least once where someone yawning in your presence gave you an urge to start yawning too. And sometimes just thinking about yawning gives all the wonderful sensations of a real yawn, of letting go of tension, of starting to feel drowsy, as a signal, a clue, communication from your body to your mind that it's time to get ready to drift into sleep. And I want you to imagine being on that sofa, struggling to keep your eyes open. It's almost like the harder you try to stay awake, the more powerful that part within you that really craves sleep can overrule you. It can make you feel drowsy and sleepy, whether you like it or not. And what if we could use that part of your subconscious mind that can make you sleepy and drowsy when you don't want, to help you feel sleepy and drowsy when you do? Just imagine drifting off into that dreamlike sleep. And And sometimes you've had a dream about being on a chair, on a dock, looking out at a lake. And I want you to imagine that lake. I want you to get a sense that this is a calm, still lake. And sometimes when you've looked at that surface of the lake, it's like a mirror, revealing the sky, the clouds, the sunshine above. And I want you to get a feeling that as you're staring there into the surface of the lake, the calmness of the lake feels like it's awakening the calmness within. Slow, long, outward breaths. Each long outward breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. And I want you to get a sense that sometimes when you wake up, it's not a clue that you need to do anything, but maybe just a prompt to reposition your body, to connect with the feeling of warmth with the covers, softness on the pillow, softness or firmness of the mattress. And by waking up and assessing that you are safe, comfortable, cozy even, you can drift back to sleep. And sometimes the harder you try to stay awake, the more your body wants you to have that refreshing, rejuvenating sleep. But the worst thing you can do is to try to sleep. I want you to imagine, instead of trying to sleep, wouldn't it be a good idea to try and have 100 long outward breaths in a row without falling asleep? And sometimes you won't even be able to get to 10 or 15 until you drift off into that deep, rejuvenating sleep. But here's the thing about long outward breaths. You can't do it unless you have a really deep inward breath beforehand. And sometimes, whatever happens, you win. You've had that situation before. Irrespective of the outcome, you win. So just imagine staring into the lake and then drifting off into a dream within a dream where you imagine waking up at some point in the middle of the night. No need to pee, no need to even leave the bed. But I want you to imagine connecting with that feeling of safety, calmness, coziness, and then attempting 100 slow, long, outward breaths. And here's why you can't lose. Every time you have that slow, long, outward breath, you activate the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is the pump for the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system helps move lymph around your body, optimizing your health and making you better prepared to deal with any germs or bacteria, just optimizing health. And here's why you can't lose. Because if you attempt to have 100 outward breaths while imagining a cloud made of numbers, starting at 100 over a lake, starts counting down, you will either drift off into deep, rejuvenating sleep before you get to 100 and you sleep well, or you get to 100 and you've done something to revitalize your body and your health by activating your diaphragm. Good breathing is one of the pillars of good health, and therefore you can't lose. You either drift off to sleep or improve your health in a different way. And even if you get to 100, you could just start from 0 and count all the way down again, knowing you're either going to have great sleep or great health, and both are wonderful. I want you to think of a time where you were on the beach, looking at waves, and just imagine seeing surfers. And sometimes a surfer can catch a wave, a small wave that just lasts a little while, and then they get back on the board and aim to catch another wave. And sometimes when you sleep, you've been catching 2 or 3 waves of sleep. But I want you to imagine, perhaps sooner than you think, you'll be catching bigger waves of sleep. And don't be surprised if sooner than you think you catch a wave that gives you 7 or 8 hours of non-stop sleep. And imagine how refreshed and rejuvenated you would be if you had 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. But what if you've been falling asleep at a time which means you've been missing those bigger waves? If circadian rhythms are like waves, what if you keep missing it ever so slightly? So just imagine what it would feel like to just change the time when you go to bed. Maybe 15 minutes later. Try it for a few days and then even later. Knowing that you are showing a treasure map to your unconscious mind to find where X marks the spot. Your unconscious will find and reveal to you a window of time that is optimal for you to catch those longer waves of uninterrupted sleep. And even if you do awaken, you make yourself comfortable. Focus on your breathing. Think of clouds counting down like numbers over a still lake. And don't be surprised if you can't even get to 50 or 60 before you're deep within that dreamlike sleep. Your unconscious mind is not your enemy. It's your ally. And I want you to get a sense that you've been fighting it for a while. But now you want to harness that same part that has you drifting off to sleep in front of the TV. Entrust it, empower it, give it the responsibility of working with you, of helping you not just get to sleep, but to continue to sleep, recharging batteries and rejuvenating. I want you to imagine there on the dock, seeing the clouds and start counting down. Every outward breath, the cloud gets one number lower. 100 becomes 99 and then 98. But a breath can take 40 seconds or 50 seconds. Maybe less, maybe more, but the slower, the longer the breath, the better. And as you focus on the clouds, very soon I will count from 1 to 10. And if you're listening to this at a time where you just want to prime your unconscious to sleep later, then when I arrive at 10, you will awaken. But if you're listening to this when your head's on a pillow, your body's in a bed, and your unconscious decides you want to drift off to deep, rejuvenating sleep, then when I count from 1 to 10, the numbers just help you to focus on the clouds, helping you drift off deeper and deeper until you're in the most incredible, wonderful sleep you've had in a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.